Good morning, everyone. This is mathematics class of grade 8, and today I'm here with summary lecture of chapter number 11, mensuration. Dear children, as it is a summary lecture, so I will be recalling or discussing all the concepts of this chapter. So firstly, we shall talk about the definition of mensuration, that will be a part of introduction. Then we shall revise the area and perimeter of plane figures. What is the difference between area and perimeter? Then we shall move further to the discussion of area of trapezium, rhombus, general quadrilateral, and we shall also discuss the concept of surface area of solid shapes, particularly cuboid, cube, and cylinder. We will talk about what is the difference between total surface area and lateral surface area. Then we shall discuss the concept of volume. What is the difference between volume and capacity? What is the formula of volume of cuboid, cube, and cylinder? Then we shall discuss few questions of exercise 11.4 from NCERT book, and at the end of this lecture I shall discuss homework solutions of exercise 11.3. So let us start the discussion of the topics, various topics of this lecture, of this chapter number 11, mensuration. Let us start the discussion of this lecture by the definition of mensuration. So, mensuration is defined as study of various 2D and 3D geometric shapes involving their lengths, surface areas, volumes, etc. So this is the basic definition of mensuration. It is basically study of various 2D and 3-dimensional geometric shapes involving their lengths, surface areas, volumes, etc. Let us talk about now area and perimeter. What is an area and perimeter? For a closed plane figure, the perimeter is the distance around its boundary. It is basically the distance around its boundary, and its area is the region covered by it. If I talk about a rectangle, this is a rectangular figure. The boundary of this rectangle will be considered as perimeter, and the region covered by it, this is the shaded region covered by it, this is the area of this rectangle. So I hope the difference between area and perimeter is clear to you. Let us recall now area and perimeter of plane figures. Area of triangle is equal to half into base into height. Perimeter of triangle is equal to A plus B plus C, where A, B and C are the lengths of the sides of triangle. Then area of rectangle is equal to length into breadth. Perimeter of rectangle is equal to 2 bracket L plus B. These are the formulas which you have already done in your 7th standard, and in the very first lecture we have discussed all these formulas. So again we are focusing on the formulas. Area of square is equal to side square, or A square if you are taking side as A. Perimeter of square is equal to 4A, sum of all the sides. Area of parallelogram is equal to base into height. Perimeter of parallelogram is equal to 2 bracket A plus B, where A is the base, B is the base, and A is the side of this parallelogram. And area of circle is equal to pi r square, where r is the radius. Circumference of circle is given by 2 pi r. So these are the formulas of area and perimeter of the plane figures. Let us talk about now the area of trapezium, rhombus, general quadrilateral, and then we shall move to the formulas of surface area of cube, cuboid, and cylinder. Area of trapezium is equal to half into sum of parallel sides into distance between them, distance between parallel sides or distance between them. This is the formula of area of trapezium. Let us talk about now area of rhombus formula. Area of rhombus is equal to half into product of its diagonals. Let us talk about now area of general quadrilateral. Area of general quadrilateral is equal to half into diagonal D into sum of perpendiculars, that is h1 plus h2. Basically, area of quadrilateral can be found by splitting it into triangles. Can be found by splitting it into triangles. We have done the derivation also in the previous lecture. Let us talk about now area of polygon. Area of any polygon can be found by splitting it into triangles and quadrilaterals. Into triangles and quadrilaterals. So dear children, whether we are supposed to find the area of polygon or quadrilateral, basically we are supposed to split the quadrilateral or any polygon into the triangles, quadrilaterals, because these are the areas we know very well. Area of triangle we know, area of quadrilateral we have derived also, we know the formula, area of trapezium, area of rhombus. So basically we are supposed to split these figures into the areas or into the figures whose areas or perimeters we are very well familiar with. So let us talk about now surface area concept. Surface area of a solid is the sum of the areas of its all faces. We are supposed to find the areas of faces, and surface area of any solid means total surface area if we are talking about here. So surface area of a solid is the sum of the areas of all its faces. Surface area of a cuboid is the sum of the areas of all its 6 rectangular faces. Sum of the areas of all its 6 rectangular faces, and it is given by 2 bracket LB plus BH plus HL. So this is the formula of surface area of a cuboid. Let us talk about now surface area of a cube. In a cube, length is equal to breadth is equal to height is equal to A units, say we have taken. So surface area of a cube will be given by 6A square. Now let us talk about the lateral surface area of a cuboid and a cube. Lateral surface area of a cuboid or a cube. In lateral surface area, we are supposed to consider the area of side faces, that is area of side faces we are supposed to consider. Lateral surface area is also known as area of 4 walls. So lateral surface area of a cuboid is given by 2H bracket L plus B. Lateral surface area of a cube is given by 4A square. So basically, dear children, in lateral surface area or while finding lateral surface area of a cuboid or of a cube, we are supposed to exclude the top and bottom faces. Area of 4 walls will be considered as lateral surface area of a cuboid or lateral surface area of a cube. So lateral surface area of a cuboid is 2H bracket L plus B. In this we have excluded top and bottom faces areas. Lateral surface of a cube is given by 4A square. In this also we have excluded top and bottom surface areas. So let us talk about now volume and capacity. Before moving to the concept of volume, we need to discuss total surface area of cylinder and curved surface area of cylinder. This cylinder has congruent circular faces that are parallel to each other, and the line segment joining the center of circular faces is perpendicular to the base. You can see the line segment joining the center of the circular faces is perpendicular to the base. Such cylinders are known as right circular cylinders. So here in this chapter, we are supposed to deal with this type of cylinders only, though there are other types of cylinders as well. So let us talk about now total surface area of cylinder. Total surface area of cylinder is given by, this formula is given by 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r square. Basically, this is the area of rectangular piece plus area of 2 circular pieces. So total surface area is equal to 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r square. Now let us discuss curved surface area of cylinder. Curved surface area. Basically, this is lateral surface area in case of cube and cuboid, but as we have curved face in case of cylinder, so it is curved surface area of cylinder. So curved surface area of cylinder is given by 2 pi r h. So I hope, dear children, you have recalled properly all the formulas of surface area, total surface area, as well as lateral surface area of a cuboid and cube, and curved surface area in case of cylinder. So now let us move to the concept of volume. The definition of volume is amount of space occupied by a three-dimensional object. Occupied by a three-dimensional object is called its volume. General formula of volume is base area into height. If I talk about the volume of a cuboid, then the formula will be, as we know that base of cuboid is rectangular, so it will be base area will be L into B into H. So this is the formula of volume of cuboid. If I talk about the volume of cube, and we know that in cube, length is equal to breadth is equal to height. If we are taking L cube, L, or if we are taking A, then it will be A cube or L cube. Now, if I talk about volume of cylinder, we know that in cylinder the base is circle, base area is pi r square into H. So these are all the formulas of cube, cuboid and cylinder. Now let us talk about the difference between volume and capacity. There is not much difference between these two words. Volume refers to the amount of space occupied by an object, and capacity refers to the quantity that a container holds. So if a water tin holds 100 centimeter cube of water, then the capacity of the water tin is 100 centimeter cube. Capacity can also be measured in terms of liters, or as I have given you the example, in centimeters cube. And there is a relation between liter and centimeter cube, that is, the relation is 1 milliliter is equal to 1 centimeters cube, and we know also 1 liter is equal to 1000 centimeters cube. So this is the relation between milliliter, centimeter cube, liter and centimeter cube. Let us now discuss few questions of exercise 11.4. Now I am going to discuss question number 3 of exercise 11.4. The question is, find the height of a cuboid whose base area is 180 centimeter square. Base area is equal to 180 centimeter square, and volume is 900 centimeters cube. We are supposed to find height of a cuboid. This is unknown to us. And dear children, we have discussed the general formula of volume, that volume is equal to base area into height. Volume is given to us as 900 centimeters cube. Base area is 180 centimeters cube. Height I am taking H. So simply what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to divide these two to get the height. So H, that is height, will be equal to 900 centimeters cube divided by 180 centimeters square. So these two get cancelled out and these also get cancelled out. 1 centimeter will be left here. It will be 1 and 5. So the height of cuboid will be 5 centimeters. So this was a very simple question. Let us move to next question now. Question number 4 is, a cuboid is of the dimensions 60 centimeters into 54 centimeters into 30 centimeters. These are the dimensions of a cuboid. How many small cubes with side 6 centimeter? Side of cube is given to us as 6 centimeters can be placed in the given cuboid. So we are supposed to find how many cubes with side 6 centimeter can be placed in this cuboid. So dear children, we are supposed to find first volume of cuboid, then volume of cube, and if I will be dividing the volume of cuboid by volume of cube, I will be able to get to know the number of cubes. So let us see the solution part now. Dimensions of cuboid are given to us. Volume of cuboid formula we know, base area into height. Base is rectangular, so it will be L into B into H. This is the formula of volume of cuboid. So it is equal to 60. This is length, this is breadth, and this is height. So length into 54 into 30. Now we are supposed to find volume of a small cube. So that will be given by side cube. This is the formula we already know. So here it is 6 centimeter cube. So it will be 6 cube, that is centimeter cube. This is what we have calculated, or we have written the volume of cuboid and volume of a small cube. Now to find number of cubes, we are supposed to divide these two. Number of cubes is equal to volume of cuboid divided by volume of small cube. Volume of cuboid, we know the dimensions, 60 into 54 into 30 divided by 6 into 6 into 6. Let us do the cancellation now. So if we will be doing the cancellation, I am cancelling out all these. So 9 into 5 is 45 into 10. So it will be 450. 9 into 5 is 45 into 10. That will be 450. So number of cubes that can be placed in a given cuboid are 450. So this is the answer of this question number 4. Let us discuss now question number 8 of exercise 11.4. Question number 8 is, water is pouring into a cuboidal reservoir at the rate of 60 liters per minute. If the volume of the reservoir is 108 meters cube, volume is given to us as 108 meters cube. Find the number of hours it will take to fill the reservoir. We are supposed to find number of hours or the time taken to fill the reservoir. So volume is given to us. So let us start the solution of this question now. Volume of reservoir is equal to 108 meters cube. I'm converting it into liters, and we know the relation that 1 meters cube is equal to 1000 liters. So this will be multiplied by 1000. So I have converted it into liters. 1 meter cube is equal to 1000 liters. So I have multiplied 108 by 1000. This is the volume now in liters. Now rate of pouring the water is given to us, that is 60 liters per minute. It means 60 liters of water is poured in 1 minute. 60 liters of water is poured in 1 minute. Therefore, 1 liter of water will be poured in 1 over 60 minutes. This is what we have seen from this. 60 liter of water is poured in 1 minute. So 1 liter of water will be poured in 1 over 60 minutes. Therefore, this is the volume which we have taken in liters of water will be poured in. We are supposed to divide it by 60, and after cancellation it will be 1800 minutes. Now, as we are supposed to find the number of hours, we are supposed to convert it into hours. So we will be converting it into hours. The reservoir, I am converting the answer, that is 1800 minutes, into hours. So the reservoir will be filled in 1800 minutes divided by 60, that will be 30 hours. So this is the final answer of question number 8 of exercise 11.4. Now I am going to discuss homework solutions of exercise 11.3. I am firstly discussing question number 4. Ruksar painted the outside of a cabinet of measure 1 meter into 2 meters into 1.5 meters. How much surface area did she cover if she painted all except bottom of the cabinet? We are not supposed to take the area of bottom. Except bottom of the cabinet, she has to cover the complete rest of the complete part of the cabinet. So dear children, I am giving you the hint for this question. In this question, as we are supposed to leave the bottom area, so how we will be proceeding? So the area of cabinet which is to be painted will be equal to lateral surface area, that is 2HL plus B. This is the lateral surface area of a cuboid, plus length into breadth. We have not taken the total surface area in this. Why? Because we are supposed to leave the bottom area. So in the lateral surface area of cuboid, we have added the area of the top surface. So 2HL plus B plus L into B. In this, length, breadth and height are already given to us in the question. So simply put the values of length, breadth and height. Length is 1 plus 2 plus 1 into 2. So simply do the calculations. So it will be 3 into 3 plus 2. So it will be 9 plus 2, that is 11 meters square is the area which is to be painted. So this is how we have solved this question completely, or you can write the statement and then use this formula to get the answer. Let us have a look now at question number 8. Question number 8 is the lateral surface area of a hollow cylinder. Basically, this lateral surface area is a curved surface area of a hollow cylinder. It is given as 4,224 centimeters square. This is the total lateral surface area of hollow cylinder is given to us. Now it is written, it is cut along its height and formed a rectangular sheet of width 33 centimeter. So this height has become now the breadth, as it is given to us in the question, that it is cut along its height and formed a rectangular sheet of width 33 centimeters. Find the perimeter of rectangular sheet. We are supposed to find the perimeter of rectangular sheet, and perimeter formula of rectangle, perimeter of rectangle is given by 2 bracket length plus breadth. We have been given breadth in the question, but we are supposed to find this L so as to get the perimeter. Now, how we will be getting this length of the rectangular sheet? So, let us see now the solution of this. Dear children, as the lateral surface area of a hollow cylinder is given to us, and we know that lateral surface area or curved surface area of cylinder is given by the formula 2 pi r h. So this is given to us as 4,224 centimeters square. Now I am putting the values, or I am just writing or finding the value of 2 pi r. This 2 pi r I am going to calculate. 2 pi r is equal to, height is given to us as 33, so it will be 4,224 divided by 33. So you will be getting 128 centimeters. Now this is the circumference of, or the, you can say, circumference of circular ends, because when we have made a cylinder out of the rectangular sheet, this 2 pi r, that is the circumference of circular end, is being converted or is equal to the length. So this is how we got the length of the cylinder. Dear children, basically this, when we make a circle out of a rectangular sheet, this we have discussed in the previous lecture also, then the length of the rectangular piece is equal to the circumference of the circular end. That is why we have calculated 2 pi r as it is, as this will give you the length of the rectangular piece. So 2 pi r, that is equal to 128, is equal to length. So that is equal to, length is equal to 128 centimeters. So in this formula, breadth is given to us as 33 centimeter, length we have calculated as 128 centimeter using the lateral surface area or curved surface area of a cylinder, and this is how, after putting the values, you will be able to get the perimeter. So this is the hint for this question. I hope after this hint you will be surely able to do this question on your own. You are supposed to simply put the values of length and breadth, and then you will be getting the perimeter of the required cylinder. So after putting the values, you will be getting the perimeter of the rectangular sheet. Now let us discuss question number 9. A road roller takes 750 complete revolutions. Number of revolutions are taken, that is equal to 750. 750 complete revolutions have been taken by a road roller to move once over to level a road. Find the area of the road if the diameter of the road roller, diameter, that is D, is equal to 84 centimeters. So what will be R? It will be 84 divided by 2, that is equal to 42 centimeters, and length is equal to 1 meters. Now for this question also I am giving you the hint so that you can you do not face any problem in solving this question. Dear children, as the road roller will move, you can consider this as a road roller. If this will move on the ground, you will find that the lateral surface area of this road roller will be in touch with the road. So here also in this question, we are supposed to find lateral surface or curved surface area of cylinder. curved surface area that is equal to 2 pi RH. Now R is with us. Pi value we know, that is equal to 22 by 7. So 2 into 22 by 7 into R we have calculated, that is 42. Now this H is equal to length, that is 1 meter. So this length, when it will be moving on the road, this height and length are the same, that is 1 meters. So you will be converting first into centimeters. It is given to us in meters, radius we are taking in meters. So length is in meters, radius is in centimeters, length is in meters. So we are supposed to convert it into centimeter, and we know 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. So I am multiplying this by 100, and then as the road roller is taking 750 revolutions, so this is to be multiplied by 750. So after cancelling out, after solving this complete terms or the complete numbers, you will be able to get your answer. So I am repeating the concept of this question. As the road roller will move onto the ground, the curved surface part of the road roller will be in contact with the road, and that is why we have calculated the lateral surface area or curved surface area of cylinder, that is 2 pi RH. We have the values of 2. Pi we know, that is 22 by 7. R also is given to us in the question. And H and L, they are the same thing when it is being rolled on the road. So we have taken 1 meter was given to us in the question, we have converted into centimeters. And then as it is taking 750 revolutions, you are supposed to multiply it by 750. It's time for the homework now. Dear children, you are supposed to complete question number 1 to question number 8 of exercise 11.4 in your homework notebooks. Few questions of 11.4 exercise I have discussed in the lecture. So apart from those questions or including those questions, you are supposed to complete rest of the questions and do complete all the questions, that is question number 1 to question number 8 of exercise 11.4 in your homework notebooks. If you still have doubt, you can clarify your doubts in the online classes. That's all for today. Thank you so much.